Don't fall for that. Then the guy's gonna cave and say, you know what, maybe if I just stick around another X number of months, I'll finally get what I want. No, you won't. If she ropes you in again after that, you're done. She's gonna kick dirt on you like a dog after it craps. Chest up, shoulders back. Welcome to Revival Fitness, everybody. Your home for gains and brains. And we're not going to talk much about gains, at least in the gym sense today, but we are going to talk about something pretty much every young man is going to face at some point in their lifetime, something I used to be entangled in myself, and it is the friend zone. It took a lot of trial and error in my younger years to escape. I was a prisoner of war, but I finally did get out, and I'm going to share with you today my experiences and what I've learned. So boys, I would recommend that you get out a pen and paper, a notebook for this video. It's probably going to get pretty lengthy. So just take some notes here, really think about this. It's going to be hard to really organize all of this stuff, but I do have a metaphor to use, and we're going to use the lens of American football to explain this dilemma. And one of the most foundational lessons of American football, or really any sport, is that you need to play to win.
Hello? You play to win the game.
You don't want to play not to lose. You don't want to play it safe. You need to play to win the game. And the first thing you must internalize when it comes to the friend zone, guys, being in the friend zone is your choice. It is not the girl's fault. It is not nature's fault. It's not hypergamy's fault, whatever the case is. Being in the friend zone is a voluntary action. Nobody's holding you hostage. You're not being forced to stay in this girl's friend zone. You put yourself in there, you're the only one who can get yourself out. And allow me to explain briefly how this relates to American football, because I know a lot of you are probably in Europe, Australia, that cucked-ass country, wherever you might live. You don't really watch a whole lot of American tackle football. Let me break this down as quickly as I can. Essentially, there are two teams on the field, and the two main objectives are to score as many points as you can with your offense, and then with your defense, prevent the other team from scoring as many as they can. And the combined success of your offense and your defense, and a little bit of special teams too, that is what creates the overall effectiveness of your team. Now, similarly, your overall effectiveness of your offense, defense, and special teams in relation to girls is how well you can do with them and how much you can avoid being in the friend zone. We want to be in the end zone, not the friend zone. Now let's get into why you're in the friend zone fundamentally. There are essentially two primary reasons why you are in a girl's friend zone. The first one being, this is tougher to deal with, she's not into you physically. This is the quote-unquote black pill. But I do want to make this point, guys, because a lot of dudes nowadays, if they have no success with women, they're 16, 18 years old, they think just because they're not Giga Chad with the perfect jawline and a total six-pack or a fitness model, that they're not going to ever get women. That mindset is totally counterproductive. Being a huge bodybuilder or 5% body fat does not guarantee you girls. It can certainly help, depending on the girl you're talking to, but it does not guarantee you anything. And in fact, if you get really big, like bodybuilder size, you're going to actually turn a lot of women off. Most girls do not care how much you bench, how big your arms measure, where you have veins on your body. Most of them do not care about that. So just because you're not 6'3", just because you don't have a perfect jawline or a total ripped up six pack, it's not totally over. No, if you're 5'2" with a recessed chin, you're facing an uphill battle, but you already know that. So make do with what you have. If your circumstances are really bad, just get rich and pay for it. The average guy can improve their success a fair amount by simply hitting the gym, improving their grooming, hairstyle, getting a better wardrobe, right? Those little things aren't going to give you supermodels right off the bat, but they are going to help you. And I can tell you, as someone who has dated models in LA, guys, a lot of these really hot chicks, they're not even really worth it. A lot of them are very boring, money hungry, they're attention whores, you know what I mean? So don't get upset just because you can't get these supermodel quality women. Even if you're good looking, they simply are going to use you for free drinks until Dan Bilzerian invites them on his yacht. So let's assume you do meet the girl's minimum looks threshold. The other reason you're going to be in her friend zone is because she does not romantically respect you. Now, why doesn't she romantically respect you? It essentially boils down to two main reasons. This is your offense and your defense. The first side of this coin, your offense, you do not know how to make your intentions known romantically or confidently. Basically, your offense can't score points, kind of like the Jets. And one of the most common ways this manifests are with guys who try to best friend their way into a girl's pants. And this used to be my go-to move when I was a teenager too. You try to establish this platonic friendship, and then one day magically you're gonna end up in her pants. No, you're not. Now, this is advice that the mainstream media and a lot of women, if you ask them, they'll give you this advice like, oh, just be her friend for X amount of time and then she'll open up and then it's going to turn into romance. That sounds good on paper. It's nice to virtue signal that way, but that is total bullshit. Any guy who has tried that, myself included, can tell you it does not work. Trying to go from platonic to romantic is like playing Through the Fire and Flames on Guitar Hero on the hardest difficulty. This is essentially impossible, and even in the rare instances that it does happen, she more than likely does not have genuine desire for you anyway. The only way this really works is if you're a really good-looking guy or someone she sees as really good-looking, and she's your friend, but she's always kind of nervous around you. That's the only time this works. But even in that scenario, she's technically in your friend zone because she wants you more than you want her. And for most guys, the inverse is true. So you need to not take the friend route. You need to learn how to be direct with your intentions. Now note this too though. Being direct with women does not mean you just walk up and say, hey baby, I want to date you. That comes across as too try-hard. And I know guys, this is very annoying. It is what it is. However, you have to learn how to get this fine line between being confident, direct, but not being too needy and overzealous. Being direct with women means you're not scared to ask her on a date. You're not scared to break the touch barrier. You're not scared to go in for the kiss. Through both your verbal and nonverbal communication, you need to communicate with the girl that you have intentions to get romantic with her soon, maybe even that night. And yes, guys, this means you're going to have to be that guy.
You little pimply little shit.
You're gonna have to be the guy who makes things a little bit awkward and a little bit tense at times. That is part of playing this game. There's a girl you hang out with, maybe you see her at school all the time, and you want to make that move. You want to ask her on a date. You want to go in for the kiss, whatever. You never have the balls to. I know, man, that physically eats away at you because it's just every day, oh my God, there she is, I want to do it. But you're scared to do it. And this fear of being direct and kind of escalating is fundamentally due to a fear of rejection. You're scared of getting turned down. You're scared of her saying no. You're scared of things being awkward between you two because you went in for the kiss and she didn't reciprocate. However, like I've been saying, that fear of rejection, overcoming that is a fundamental aspect of being a man. You must overcome being scared of rejection. It's not like she's going to be the only one, guys. Even the best quarterbacks in football only have a 65 to 70% completion percentage. And a lot of guys want to alleviate this with online dating, because online dating, there's not that physical barrier of awkwardness. The thing is though, if you guys have been on dating apps recently, you know this, they're a cesspool. They're terrible. Unless you're like a bona fide celebrity or just remarkably good looking on your profile pictures, you're not getting shit on dating apps at this point. So you have to be comfortable talking to women and doing this in person. Now, some of you might be wondering where you stand here, because you might say, well, I see this girl a lot and it's kind of flirty, but it's also kind of platonic. It's kind of this weird gray area. Here's how you know for sure, because she will give you clues as to how she kind of sees you. If a girl is calling you her best friend, her buddy, like a brother to her, things like that, that kind of really family-oriented and platonic language, that's essentially her polite way of rejecting you romantically. She'll keep you around as a friend forever for the free attention and the whatever else you want to do with her. If you hear those kind of phrases from the girl you're interested in, you're in the mud. Once again, though, the onus is on you. You made yourself platonic from the get-go. You refuse to go in for the kiss. You refuse to send the risky text. You're always just around her, hovering around like a little puppy dog. You cannot get mad at the girl for treating you how you brand yourself. So let's now go over some ways that guys tend to be not confident and kind of indirect with women romantically. The first way, I call this Laffy Taffy. You know the guys who are like desperate comedians Every time they talk to a girl, they have to laugh at their own jokes, or they laugh at her jokes, even if they're not funny. Like, oh, they're always cutting up with her, really silly. Now, of course, you can cut jokes with women, guys. I do that all the time with the girls I hang with. I like to crack little jokes with them, things like that. But if you're always getting in this like Fat Albert mode of just, oh, everything's funny and silly and you're essentially overcompensating for the fact that you like her with humor. And heavy guys, my fat guys, they're really bad at this. The guys who are really overweight tend to really make everything into a joke because they're insecure about their body, and that's kind of how they deviate from that. So yes, you can joke around with a girl because women do like a good sense of humor, but you need to not turn everything into like this schmucky comedy fest. Now the next thing, inability to hold eye contact. This is big, guys. And again, I know if you're a younger dude, it's hard for you to do this because you've done nothing but stare at screens your whole life. But when you're with a girl, if you like her romantically, you need to be able to stare into her soul. Okay? You have to be able to look at her and just look. You can't be doing this, right? Eyes darting around, always turning and stuff. You have to be able to look at her prolonged for like 5 to 10 seconds and just talk. That alone, if she kind of breaks eye contact with you, or if she's always looking at you and she gets weird about it, that's probably not a good sign. They'll look up and down at the lips. They might even lick their lips if they're into you. They might play with their hair, something like that. But if a girl's always looking at you and she never holds eye contact with you, if you try to do it with her, she's probably not into you that much. And then the last thing here is going to be, we've been kind of talking about this, the inability to be direct. You can never get close to her. You're scared to touch her. You're scared to go in for the kiss if she's kind of looking at you. And she kind of pulls back, you at least went for it. Pro tip, by the way, about kissing here. If you go in to kiss a girl, there's going to be two primary reactions, okay? The first one, she might kind of laugh it off and say, oh my God, no, and pull back a little bit. But if she's laughing, smiling, you know what I mean? You can tell she's kind of like, oh, I don't know yet. You still have a chance. This happened to me recently. I went to go in for a kiss with this chick. She pulled back and was like, oh my God, no, we just met, right? 90 minutes later, we were kissing like animals. You can go for it again. But if you go in for the kiss and she does one of these, she looks like mortified. In her mind, she's saying, I can't believe this guy tried to kiss me. Why would he do that? If you go in for the kiss and she kind of gently pulls back or says no and kind of laughs it off a little bit, you probably can do it. Just wait a little bit of time. You can do it later. And as I've been saying here, boys, if you are younger, you're gonna have to work on this. You can't expect to go from virgin, 16 years old, to having a 10-girl rotation or roster in a year. It's not going to happen. You have to get better at this, but you have to get better at it, right? You have to experience life with girls. You can't just get better at this by going on these forums and just watching all this red pill content and absorbing it. You have to actually interact with people in person. All of this theory you read online and see online, this means nothing if you have no actual experience. And I'm sure you see this in person, right? I had this when I was in high school. A girl I was really into, she was always dating these guys who were in their 20s. 3 to 5 years older, and I would always be like, why is she doing that? Older guys tend to be more mature and more experienced. That's why they tend to get a lot of the girls in your age bracket that you can't get. And once again, we go back to the fear of rejection. Even if you go for the move, if you go for the kiss, the handhold, whatever the case is, if she does not want to do it right then and there, that's fine. She's not obligated to romantically cooperate with you just because you went for it. But the fact that you did go for it tells her this is what you want. You're a serious guy. You're not going to waste a bunch of time and be this nice little friend zone guy like, oh, I'm going to just talk to her for years and years and then try to make the move awkwardly down the line. Girls know you're going to do that too, guys. If you're one of these friend zoned, friendly guys who's always sucking up to her and being all nice, like overly nice to her, she knows you're going to try to pull the card one day.
I'm about to whip it out.
So just make your intentions known, because even if you try to go the indirect route, unless the girl is just extremely naive, she knows what you're up to. Especially the cute girls. This is not their first rodeo. Like, most of these women have more experience with men by the time they're 18 than most men will have with women their entire life. Like, it's crazy out here, guys. So you cannot think that it's just, oh, I'm the only guy she's talking to, or oh my God, she's gonna give up everything for me because I'm nice to her. That's not life anymore. So everything we've said up to this point is an indicator of an insufficient offense. Now, going in this backdoor indirect route is like running a trick play that doesn't work. You think you can backdoor your way in and, oh, I'm your friend, baby. Then one day at a party, you start trying to grab her and kiss her when you're drunk because you got the liquid courage. No good, bro. Take a lap. If you watch American football, you know that the best, most effective offenses are brutally simple. Offenses that work don't have to rely on these goofy trick plays to get results. So if your offense can't score points, if you cannot directly communicate your desire and escalate that desire, you're gonna lose the game. And you have to understand this too. Even if you get rejected, like I said, she is still going to respect you more than the friend zone guy who tries to take the backdoor trick play route. The guy who is up front and gets rejected still has a way higher chance of getting with that girl romantically than the friend zone guy who lingers around for months and years. I guarantee you that. So let's say you didn't do any of that. Let's say you made your intentions known relatively quickly or right off the bat with this girl, and she might have even kissed you or something up to this point. Here's the problem though. You may now be displaying needy behavior, and this is your defense unable to make a stop. When it comes to the friend zone, your defense, at least metaphorically speaking, is out to stop you, not stop her. Because again, she's not really doing a whole lot here. At least as men, for the most part, we're doing most of the pursuing, at least initially. So if your defense cannot stop you from making these kind of needy, simpy mistakes, you are still going to lose the game. Something you have to internalize about dating is that there is no time clock. Right? In football or any other sport, you have the time, it runs out, maybe halftime, timeouts, but there is a set time when the game ends. When it comes to dating and romance, you're on the clock all the time. This stuff doesn't stop. So if you're confident one day with this girl, then the next week you're all lovey-dovey and flirty and hey baby, all friendly and all this goofy stuff, she's going to start losing respect for you. You have to always be on mentally. And unfortunately, this is extremely common today, even among guys who don't even know girls yet. And this is crazy, right? I've made videos about this in the past too. Hi, bitch! Sending a bunch of messages, responding to her texts in 10 seconds. You know, you're looking at the phone, it buzzes. Oh my God, she answered me. You get all excited, right? You send her a bunch of emojis. Ugh, don't send emojis, guys. All these heart eyes and all these blushy face emojis. Oh my God, that is, I'm getting sick just thinking about it. You're liking all her posts on social media. You watch all her stories. You react to all her stories. You follow all her friends. You follow a bunch of women on social media even though you don't know them. You follow a bunch of models because you sit there and fap to them. This is not good stuff, guys. And on a more extreme level, there are guys to this day who will buy flowers, chocolates, take these girls on expensive dates when they just met them. All of this stuff is very needy behavior. And another overlooked way this happens is via changing your own personality and interests to better fit the girls. So you might be into skateboarding, but the girl you like doesn't want to skateboard, so you say, you just drop it altogether, I'm not going to skateboard ever again. Or maybe you like to go to the gym and your current girl doesn't really like to do that. You stop working out. You know what I mean? If you're changing your personality and your interests to better fit her, if you try to take up the things she likes, you start listening to her music, you start watching her terrible shows just because you want to spend time with her and be buddy-buddy and get brownie points, that's not good either. So in this scenario, your defense, your mental defense, cannot stop you from being a simp. You have the inability to have self-control when you think about this girl. She lives rent-free in your head. As soon as you think about her, you totally collapse. Like my Steelers in the playoffs every year. You're always complimenting her, you're the shoulder to cry on, you're essentially her male best friend. This is all needy behavior and it signals to her that you have no other options and that you're desperate. So to recap, we have insufficient offense, you can't make your intentions known, you can't get a good drive together, you can't move the ball into her territory, and then we have the bad defense, you can't stop yourself from being a simp. And let's be honest, oftentimes, both of these are true at the same time. And your level of depth in the friend zone can essentially be determined by a football score. So if you just met this chick, you're being a little needy, being a little awkward, whatever, she's only up, say, 10-0. A touchdown and a field goal, it's only a 2-possession game. If you can put some good drives together, get a few defensive stops, you still have a chance here. Now, if you've known her for a while, say you met her in school or something, and you're deep in the friend zone, she's up like 56-0. This is like when Alabama plays Northern Alaska Tech at the beginning of the college football season and they just destroy them. Like their third stringers are better than the other team's starters. You're done, dude. just give up. And if things did start out well, maybe you were direct, you went on a couple dates, maybe you kissed a couple times, whatever the case is, but now she's kind of pulling away from you, you're starting to be needy, you have blown a 28-3 lead. You had the game in your hands, you got comfortable, got complacent, you didn't take it that seriously, and now she's roaring back. So no matter how deep you are in the friend zone, you still technically do have a chance, but for the most part, if it's medium to severe, you're better off not wasting your time. I can promise you this, your time is far better spent with hobbies, with the gym, with school, with work, with meeting other girls, than it is trying to rekindle this flame that never actually was sparked in the first place with the girl whose friend zone you're in. And that leads us into the final part of this video. You have two fundamental options when you're in the friend zone. We're gonna call this the cover two. Cover one, your first option here, like I was just saying, you can just wave the white flag. Just give it up. And I know especially in online kind of dude culture, there's this mindset of never give up, bro, keep going, keep fighting, and I totally understand that, guys. But part of growing up and being a man too, being a smart person, is acknowledging defeat when it's inevitable. Here's the thing though, if you do take this route, if you do decide to give up on the girl and move on, do not rage quit. Do not throw your controller down and make a big fuss, you know what I mean? Don't let her see you all butthurt, okay? That's going to do nothing but make you look bad. It's gonna hurt your reputation, and she's gonna lose even more respect for you if she even had any to begin with, okay? So if you do give up on a girl, keep it professional, keep it casual, okay? Just tell her, look, I want something that you don't. I wanna take this here, you don't wanna take it there. That's fine, but I can't keep wasting my time like this. Best of luck to you, babe. Move on. Now, she might pretend to cry and get all upset and be, oh, you're such a good friend. I want to keep you in my life and you never know when it's going to happen. She'll put on the waterworks. She's going to do that. She's obligated to. Don't fall for that, okay? Because a lot of guys, they will cave when they give the speech like, look, we can't do this anymore. She'll start crying and getting all emotional. Then the guy's going to cave and say, you know what? Maybe if I just stick around another X number of months, I'll finally get what I want. No, you won't. If she ropes you in again after that, you're done. She's gonna kick dirt on you like a dog after it craps. And this especially applies if the girl you like is somewhere you see her a lot. Whether it's work, school, the gym, one of those places you commonly see people over and over, you cannot lose your cool and make a scene. And once again, I'm not saying you have to just start ghosting her. You don't have to be totally awkward and act like she doesn't exist anymore. Just keep it cool. You know, you see her, give her a little, hey, what's up? Maybe, hey, how's it going? If you have to talk to her for whatever reason, just keep it professional, right? But that's it. Don't turn everything into this, so, you seeing anybody now? Or do you remember when we used to be friends and all this stuff? If you're gonna move on, you have to move on. You know, you can even still keep following her on social media. You don't have to do the, right, block, unfollow, I'm never talking to her again. If you can't physically stop yourself from texting this girl without deleting her number, if you physically can't go on Instagram and not like her posts, you're messed up in the head, bro. Like, she's got you, okay? So you have to be able to just see her in person, see her online. Okay, there she goes. She doesn't like me like that. That's fine.
It's the way she goes.
This is essentially like at the end of the game, whenever the losing team is down by 3 possessions. They know they have no chance. They don't even try to score. They just take the knee, run out the clock, shake the other team's hand. Hey, we couldn't get him this time. It's all good. Move on to the next opponent. That's all it has to be, guys. Don't overthink this. Just wish her the best of luck, say hi if you see her in passing. That's it. Get this portion of your hard drive wiped clean and just talk to other chicks. That's all you can really do. So that more than likely is the smart route. But let's say you still have a fighting chance. You're a fighter, you're a warrior. Nah, man, I'm still gonna get this chick. Okay, if you really think you still have a chance with her, this is how you tactically game plan your escape from the friend zone. And pay attention here because one little mistake could ruin this entire thing. You are essentially going for a Hail Mary pass here, or a hook and ladder. One of those crazy plays at the end of games that works 3% of the time. If you plan this totally properly and do everything right, it's still no guarantee you're gonna make this touchdown. But if you do everything right, you will increase your chances. So whenever you do see a team go for a Hail Mary attempt, right, at the end of the game, at the end of the half, what does the defense always do? They send everybody right to the end zone. They just block it off. You can gain all the yards you want. As long as you don't score, we're good here. This is the mindset you need to adapt. You must improve your defense. Remember that from earlier, your ability to not be a simp, not be needy. You have to improve that 100-fold to have a chance with this girl. And once again, a lot of guys will try this and do it for a few days or a week, but then they cave. They don't text, they don't call. They're very casual in person. They're not all lovey-dovey and friendly with her. But then a week goes by, she posts a cute little selfie. Oh my God, you send the hard eyes, it's over. You must play Ziploc tight, airtight defense here if you want a chance. This is the prevent defense. So when you run the prevent defense, you're not going to totally stop talking to her like the first option, the cover one, but you're going to make it far less frequent. And there's a few tactical things you must do to gradually try to gauge her interest in you and kind of increase it. Now, the prevent defense is still similar to the cover one, except a bit more tactical. So the same thing applies though. Stop watching her stories, stop reacting to all her posts, stop texting her every day, stop saying hey and being buddy-buddy and joking every time you see her in person. You need to learn how to play it cool, okay? Just fall back, learn to observe more. You don't have to always, hey, what's up, it's me, where's my hug, right? Where's my hug? No, just see her. If she sees you, hey, what's up? Maybe even sometimes just walk past her. You gotta learn how to be tactical, guys. Again, this is a game here. I know it sucks to play the game, but if you wanna win, you still gotta play. So in the prevent defense, assuming you kind of fall back and stop all the constant communication, your next task for your offense, you need to meet other girls. And this can really apply to the cover one as well, but essentially, this girl, if you wanna have any chance at her, she needs to see that you can and are getting with other girls. That is the most surefire way to raise a woman's interest. She sees that you have other women at your disposal, that you have options, that other women like you. Because if no women like you, that's why you get attached in the first place, because you find the one that you like. I did this in high school, guys, I get it. Oh my God, this is the one. And you just shower her with attention, you worship her, you're simpy, all this stuff, right? If you avoid that, that indicates to her directly or indirectly that you have other options, or at least you can give the illusion you have other options. Because a lot of you guys don't, right? But you can at least give the illusion that you do. So you have to try to meet other chicks. I don't care if it's even just talking to them casually. Just get used to talking to other women. I don't care if you date them or not. Just talk to more, get more comfortable around girls. And the other big thing too, you need to keep yourself occupied. We talked about this earlier too. Work, school, hobbies, make some money, get a side hustle, do what you like to do, hit the gym, learn how to cook, whatever. You have to just get busier in your day-to-day life. That is going to dramatically lower the chances of you simping to begin with. Really, the reason a lot of guys, especially younger guys, simp so hard is that they have nothing else to do, right? They just sit and play Xbox for 10 hours a day, and then their phone is sitting right by them. As soon as they want to, oh, text. You just text these girls all the time because you have nothing else to do. I can tell you guys myself, man, I work on these videos, I work in person, I train people, I have projects going on. A lot of time, I don't even look at my phone for hours at a time, at least not in a capacity where I'm responding to messages, right? Like I might look at the time or look at a notification or an email, but I'm not sitting there like texting and looking at all these girls' stories on Instagram, right? I have things to do. Getting busy in itself will cure 50 to 60% of your simpage. You know what I mean? Because you simply have no time to do that, to just worship these girls all day, in person or on the internet. So if you're one of these dudes who does nothing but you just play Xbox and video games all day, you need to make use of yourself, bro. And I don't care about these gamers who are gonna come in here, what's wrong with gaming? You're a freaking loser and you know it, dude. Okay? You need to make use of yourself. Make some money, get in the gym, learn how to cook, learn a skill, right? Get a trade, whatever the case is. You need to make use of yourself as a man to avoid falling into this trap. And once you start to do that, you start meeting other girls, right? Maybe you have some parties with your boys. You have a skill you start to develop, whatever it is. Start promoting that on your social media if she follows you there, right? Post up a picture or a story of you at the gym. Again, don't be the creepy guy who does a bunch of gym bathroom selfies every single day, okay? But post a story of your pump, okay? Post a story of you working. Post a story of you with your boys at a party or whatever you guys like to do, right? Start just kind of showing this girl or other girls that you have a life, you're making use of yourself. And then every couple weeks, if she reacts, maybe she'll react to your story. If she doesn't, maybe react to hers and say, hey, what's up? Haven't talked to you in a while, right? But you have to space this out. You cannot do this every single day, every single minute, texting and communicating with this girl. Talk to her far less frequently, every 2 weeks or so, generally speaking. And if she is into you a little bit and she sees that your life is improving and you're doing cooler things, she might talk to you. She might react to your story. She might text you and say, hey, we haven't talked in a while, what's up? Then you can kind of initiate there and try to be more direct off the get-go without being needy. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is the self-improvement side of this, getting busier, getting more done as a man, that is going to help a lot of these problems, but you still have to meet these girls in person, dude. Get out of the house, get a job, go get a hobby, go to the gym, whatever the case is. Put yourself in more positions to meet more girls. If the girl you like or the girls you like are willing to give you a chance and they see that your life is improving, you're getting better, you're getting in better shape, you're making more money, you have access to more friends and parties, resources, whatever it is, they're more likely to give you a chance once they see that. But if you're being a simp 24/7 to this girl, you're always just playing Xbox all day and just worshiping the ground she walks on, you're never gonna get that chance, okay? And I think this video is about done, guys. I've been going on for so long now. I'm exhausted. This light is killing my eyes. So let me know if this was helpful. Drop any questions or comments you have down below. Tell me what you want to see next. Be sure to check out my other dating related videos on this channel. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.